what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Fuck! Okay, I'm demonetized now. Because this is YouTube. Okay, so let's see here. I was unable to test the chat widget while I was messing with things in Stream Elements because there's no way for me to pull up a YouTube chat in fucking YouTube when I'm not streaming. So it's hard for me to tell when like looking at the OBS screen, it's hard for me to tell, is the chat readable or do I need to make the font like bigger? Because like I can't really read it, but like you guys need to let me know how that looks. Although I think the layering needs to be fixed, I think the layering's off. I think the font's probably a little too small. So that's something I need to fix. What's up, Voidstro? I had to, camera's been on the whole time. I had to turn off my camera. Not my camera. I'm thinking of the DSP comment. I had to, yeah, it is really tiny. Here, actually, this is just a test stream. This is nothing crazy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but right now, I am streaming in 4K, 60 FPS, at 50 megabits per second using AV1 on this new laptop. I've been talking about doing this for a long time, and, you know, I had all the settings set up, but, you know, I don't want to make any promises and then, you know, start acting on them and not be able to do them because of some unforeseen issue. So we're going to iron out most of the technical stuff tonight. We're going to see if everything works. So when I'm ready to do big boy streams on here, everything will go smoothly. And it looks like things are going off without a hitch pretty much. Like, I've got the OBS stats pulled up. Okay. It says I have like 20 drop frames from encoding lag, so that's a little disappointing. But perhaps there's something I can do behind the scenes to mitigate that. I do have the settings set up like pretty high. I've got the NVIDIA encoder on P6, so maybe if I drop it down to like P5, that'll help. I recently got my upload speed like upgraded, basically for free. So I'm streaming at the max bitrate YouTube can do, and I'll pull up a game here in a minute. I was gonna play on my PS5, but I don't have the audio set up to where I'd be able to hear, although I guess it doesn't matter for this test stream. But yeah, let me log into Stream Elements right quick. I believe I'm in the Twitch fucking... Hold on. Oh no, I'm on YouTube. Okay. So, how do I do this here? I just need to go to the streaming tools, the overlays. Wait, no, don't pull up the... Is it the unnamed overlay? I don't know. Why is my phone going off? My phone was just going off for something. I don't know. I don't think this is the right overlay. Maybe it's this one. No, it's not. It would be this one, I guess? Okay, position, size, and style. No, text settings is what I want. Sorry. I don't know if I have the right thing pulled up, but... Okay, let me just increase this font size to, like, 32. And let me save that. Did that change this? Somebody try... Here, let me try leaving a comment now. And I think there's a delay when you stream at 4K on YouTube. So I'm not going to do every stream on YouTube in 4K. Most of the time I'm going to do 1440p streams because I think when you stream at 4K there's like a 20-second chat delay. But I definitely want to do this for special occasions, like if a new game comes out or whenever I get my hands on the Analog 3D. Obviously, one of the selling features of that console is that it'll upscale Nintendo 64 games to 4K. So it makes sense to stream that in 4K, but everything else on YouTube I'll stream at 1440p because I'll still be able to get really good quality, and I'll have instantaneous chat just like on Twitch. At least is what I'm being led to believe. But I just changed the settings and that didn't change anything. So I think I'm on the wrong overlay. Hombre. So let me see if I can figure this out. Because... Or would it be in Elements? No, what the fuck? No, okay. I gotta log into the YouTube overlays because Stream Elements has a really complex... I'm sorry, guys. But like I said, this is to iron out all the kinks. And with YouTube, some of this stuff you can't fix until after going live. So here we go. Now I'm on the right thing. I just changed the size of the font, but now all the messages have disappeared. So let's try it now. Test. Alright, I just gotta wait for that to show up. Yeah, look at that. That's still kind of small. How about 40 points? Test again. And I had to immediately start the stream because it was starting to play music from Slayers, and I'm on YouTube, so that'll get my whole entire channel hard-ard. I can't say that. Well, I can't say that word anywhere, really, but especially not YouTube. Okay, I think that should be good enough. Let's see. And it looks like... Let me just... knock up the chat widget just like 2 pixels, maybe 3, and save that again. And what I'm gonna do now, and then I'll play a little bit of a game to see how this holds up when there's actually shit going on the screen. I will add an alert box. So I've got to position this somewhere. YouTube is... Yeah. That's one good thing about Twitch is you can test all this stuff when you're off stream. Okay, where the hell is it putting my... Okay, I have to emulate a subscriber event. Let's see. Where the hell is it showing up in the feed? Hold on. Let me save it again. Okay, in the top left corner. See, my Stream Elements window is so large that, like, I have no idea. Okay. So I want to move that right above the chat. And I'll have to customize these alerts later on. Right now, it's just the standard default emotes. Not emotes, alert animations. Just to see if it works. And the thing about YouTube is I can make goals. So let me just make a goal here. And no pressure to act on it, but just to test out the feature to see if it works. I don't know if there's a unique notification for meeting a goal or not. So there's a Goofy super chat goal for any amount, just one. Nobody has to do it. I don't care if anyone does. But if people were to do so, I would want to make sure that, you know, everything works well with that. So that's there. I'm only going for like an hour. So let's see how this works. Okay, all the boring stuff is out of the way. Everything should be good, I think. Did I save this? Okay. Save that, and let me switch over to the PS5. Unfortunately, I won't be able to hear the game. I have to mute it, because there will be feedback from the fucking monitor, because I don't have it set up to where I can hear the game in real time. but you guys can hear it, so I was thinking of checking out some of the newer Astrobot DLC, but I'd rather do that at a time where I can actually hear the game that I'm playing. So let's try Sonic Mania, because it's a fast-paced game. And let me pull up my stats back up just to make sure things don't break. I haven't skipped any more frames due to encoding lag, but I also haven't been doing anything. It's just been on a blank screen. So now we're going to test out the encoder with some speedy shit. Yeah, they came out with some new DLC. I didn't even know either. I didn't hear about it. But I pulled the game up a while ago just to do some like test recordings in OBS, and it had updated and there was a new DLC, so that might be interesting to check out. I think they added like a whole new world or something like that. So let's see, I can't hear this game at all, so... yeah, just do that. I know I played this game when I streamed the Game Awards. You guys are probably sick of this game, but this is just an easy go-to game to, like, you know... I mean, it's a retro game, so it's like, in a lot of ways, it doesn't really test out the encoders, but in a lot of ways it does, because it's a really fast-paced game. Your new Astrobot speedrun. That's sick as fuck, dude. Fuck yeah. Oh, did you do the trick where you clip through the ground and, like, you know, it gives you, like, a 0.5 second advantage? That's awesome. Look at that. And I'm just like I keep turning my head over to the side to look at the OBS stats window. Everything seems smooth. I mean, you guys can be the judge. How does this look on your end? Because I don't have the YouTube stream pulled up. I just have OBS pulled up. Whoa, what the... What? Oh my god. There's fucking rings everywhere. Oh my god. But yeah, hopefully this looks crisp and clean. The problem that I have... Well, it's not really a problem, it's just something I'll have to fix in the future. I don't really have a good way to stream off of the consoles at 4K, because this capture card that I have can only bring in a 1080p resolution. A little blurry. Do you have it, in your advanced settings, do you have it set to 4K? Because it may be streaming at a lower resolution, because YouTube is transcoding it. Or even, it should still look good even at like 1080p or 1440p if you can't stream it at 4K. Oh no? What's going on? We're not losing anything, are we? I don't think so. I'm not dropping any frames. It doesn't appear to be the case that I'm dropping frames. I lost a few frames from render lag. So, I don't know what was dropped. Oh, fuck. Ouch. Looks good. Awesome. I'm literally doing, like the best I could possibly do. The best anyone could possibly do on YouTube. I've got this hardware set up. This laptop has a dedicated 4060 inside of it. It's got the AV1 encoder going. The maximum bitrate that YouTube supports is 50 megabits a second, so that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is just OBS being stupid or if this is just a stupid limitation on YouTube's part. But I guess oh shit. I guess for audio on YouTube, they limit the bitrate to only 160 kbps. And on Twitch, you can do 320k. So you could do literally double that. So Twitch has better audio and YouTube has better video. So you kind of have to decide, like, what's more important to you. I mean, 160k can sound good enough, but that's just weird. Like, it can support all this bitrate for video, but for audio, it's like, nope, 160k. But as long as you guys can hear me well enough, that's all that really matters. But I may have to bump up the encoder another notch to like P5. Because I do want to reduce those render frame drops, and you know, it's only 20 drop frames from encoding, but I want that to be 0. YouTube cutting corners. Oh, it's so weird. Like, you know, most people don't really have the resources to stream at 50 megabits per second, but they allow you to do that. So with the audio, it's like, I don't know, it's just so weird. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a problem if, like, you could use a better codec for audio, like Opus, which I'm getting into fucking nerdy shit again. But 160k at Opus would be fine. But I think it's AAC that YouTube is using, which will still sound good, but, like, I really don't like going any lower than 192 kbps when I'm, like, recording stuff. Though usually, like, I try to record audio uncompressed, but sometimes that, like, has issues with Vegas Pro. Like, I'll import the file into Vegas Pro, and then the audio will just be completely destroyed if I record, like, uncompressed audio. But Premiere can handle it just fine, so... And Premiere's primarily what I'm going to be using anyways. Is that a breakable wall right there? Well, let me tell you, I don't know if I have the energy to, like, keep going. Because, like, for very long, I mean. Because I just ate dinner not too long ago, and something's not sitting right with me. I had, like, a barbecue sandwich and a baked potato. And it was a huge fucking baked potato. So, I don't know. I feel the shit's coming on. Is that too vulgar for YouTube? Ow. So, you know, the whole reason I wanted to get... Well, it's not the whole reason, but one of the reasons I wanted to get, like, a 4K streaming setup is because I want to stream the Analog 3D when it comes out. I've said this, like, hundreds of times. But the problem is, Analog recently delayed that shit. I pre-ordered that console back in October, and I was expecting to have it in my hands this month because they said first quarter 2025, right? Well, that ends this month. At the end of this month, we'll be going into the second quarter of the year, and the console is still not out. And it's because Analog delayed it to July. Which sucks, but, you know, it gives me more time to... But it was something I was looking forward to this summer. But, I guess, you know... Guess we'll have to keep waiting. But, what's up, Ryusei? But as you guys can probably tell, like, if you're leaving chats, there is a huge delay in the chat when I stream at 4K, so... I'm just gonna assume this quality looks incredible. It should. There's no reason why this shouldn't look really fucking good for you guys right now. if you have it, like, if you have the quality set to anything 1080p or above, it should be looking pretty good. But, you know, the trade-off with that is I can't have instantaneous conversation with the chat, so... This is kind of just gonna be, like a special case sort of thing. Because the whole point of doing a live stream is to, you know, have a live discussion with viewers. And if that conversation is stilted, then, you know, it's no good. I think. I don't know. It's really weird because I'm trying to imagine the music in my mind because I can't hear it right now. You guys should be able to hear it, though. I have only been streaming for about 30 minutes, and I've been using about 10 gigabytes worth of bandwidth. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Ryusei, but, like, you know... I know you stream every night, but I'm not streaming for very long, Ryusei, so don't worry. I know you've been streaming every night, pretty much, and, you know, I don't try and step on your toes, but... Sometimes it be how it be. I might switch to something like, after this boss, I'll switch to something a little more high-tech. For lack of a better term. Something with greater detail. Something that's not a glorified Sega Saturn game. Here. Let's, let's open up Astro's Playroom. Let's just do that. That's like the de facto thing. And again, this isn't a 4K capture card that I have. Wait, there's an Astro's Playroom update? That's crazy. More demanding? Yeah. Well, something that would really test out this encoder. Because as far as I can tell, playing Sonic Mania is perfect, but then again, it should be. Okay, I just want to see, like, I want to keep my eyes. Fucking, there's sounds coming out of my controller. But not in fucking... I can't hear the game audio, so... let's... GPU jungle. This whole game has like a lot of like particle effects and shit. The PC version. No, I'm on the PS5. I know I wouldn't be able to play anything more demanding because this laptop, like, this is a pretty powerful laptop, but it's a 4060 in it. It's not a fucking 4090 or anything like that. So the most I'm going to be able to do, most likely with most games on this PC, is I'll only be able to play them up to like 1080p while streaming. Maybe 1440p on like some older games. Let's see, which one? PlayStation Labo? No. What's the level I'm thinking of? There's one level in particular I want to... Memory Meadow? Nah. Cooling Springs? No. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. SSD Speedway. Here we go. This will be a real test. Hopefully everything should look crystal clean here. Look at all this stuff. There's a lot going on here in this. A lot of background detail. A lot of particle effects on the screen. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm so happy I can stream in 4K. I know it doesn't really matter to most people, but I kind of geek out at this kind of shit. All I need is an actual 4K capture card. Oops. I biffed it. I fucking biffed it, buddy. Oh, perhaps I should go up there. There we go. I was thinking of booting up Demon's Souls, but like, you know, that's a little much for a test stream. This is just something you can get in quickly and get some quick results out of. This is really putting the PS5 through its paces, so... I also want to see how doing clickbait titles for streams works. You know, I think there's a certain type of person who would see this stream in their feed, and they would assume it's about something else, and then they'd come in and try and, I don't know, try and start something. Oh shit, there's a Gravity Girl. Is that Gravity Girl? Yeah, that's Gravity Girl. There we go. Welcome, Nemo. Thank you for stopping by this little short stream where we're testing out 4K streaming on YouTube. Something I've been meaning to do for a long time. Got a lot going on here. Got a new Twitter. Got a Blue Sky going on. Things are moving along slowly but surely. Got my motivation coming back again. And my gunt feels like it's gonna explode. I feel like I'm about to destroy my toilet, but that is not relevant to this discussion. But I'm just being honest and upfront with you guys. Because I got nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. There's Ratchet and or Clank. I don't know which is which. Getting ready to shoot adult videos with his little robot. That's cool. And there's the rocket from the moon landing. This is the rocket that Neil Armstrong flew in. It was built by the Astrobots. In fact, Neil Armstrong wasn't even a real man. The Astrobots used AI to create a video of Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. Because the Astrobots can fly to the moon, but humans can't, because the moon landing was faked. Focused permanently? Not necessarily. I have ADD and evil autism, so I kind of change my mind a lot on what I want to do, because I'm crazy. But, essentially, it's this. if it's a stream that, like, I want to make a big spectacle out of, you know, and get a lot of energy behind it, like, if it's a special release of a game or, like, a product or something like that, something that I kind of want to show in front of a wider audience, then I'll use YouTube. Because the reality is I have a wider reach on YouTube. YouTube is more capable. I can show things at a better clarity on YouTube. But Twitch I want to use more so for, like, I guess casual streams. I don't want to call them casual playthroughs, but casual streams where, like, you know, if I want to relax and unwind and just play a game without having to worry about being entertaining, that's what I want to use my Twitch for. So I'd like to do just, like, you know, playthroughs of some RPGs on there, but I don't want to feel pressured into having to, like, you know, be entertaining or whatever. I just kind of want to play the games and just, like, be able to focus on the games fully on Twitch. You know, without having to worry about, like, oh, I gotta keep people's attention, you know? There might be times where I go autistically mute while streaming on Twitch because I'm so invested in the game. But, like, I kind of want to turn Twitch into just, like, oh, this is just where I, you know, do my playthroughs of longer games. But, like, you know, I guess the best way to answer your question would be to say, I want to work on my YouTube more than my Twitch. But that doesn't mean I don't want to stream on Twitch. But I want to work on growing my YouTube channel, and I want to kind of make something special here. I want to get more people in the Discord server, but I mean, that's the whole thing. I've got to restructure my Discord server. I want to start doing, like, you know, we're going to be watching anime every week here soon. I have to decide, you know, what we're going to start with. I'm thinking either GTO or Dirty Pair. But I'm leaning more towards us watching Dirty Pair as our first anime, because it's only 26 episodes long. But then if that goes well, then we'll do GTO. I know Voidstro really wants to watch GTO. And yeah, we just got a lot of stuff to work on, but, like, you know, everything has to stem from me trying to work my ass off to make this YouTube channel continue to be prosperous. Because what's going to happen is, and I talked about this on Twitch, but for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to turn the Discord server into a members-only sort of thing for, like, paying members. So anyone who's already in the Discord server gets to stay in for free. I'm not going to ask anyone who's been in there for years to all of a sudden, like, you know, start giving me money every month, because that's not fair to you guys. But, you know, the fact is, there's just a lot of, like, annoying people in my life who, you know, just want to make my life a living hell. And just having a public Discord server out in the open like that with no real gatekeeping is just an open invitation to get easily harassed. And, you know, it's one thing to harass me, but I don't want people to go through and start harassing my friends and stuff like that, or people who enjoy my content. So I feel like the best way for me to do that is to lock it behind channel memberships. So, you know, if you're really invested in my content, you like what I do, you want to hang out with us on the Discord and watch anime, watch movies, play video games, you know, then there will be a place for you. But I have to tie it behind a membership fee, because that's just going to keep, like, you know, that's just going to keep the bad actors out. And kids, you know, it's not a place for kids. I don't want kids in there. There's nothing like, you know, oh my god, I keep doing the same thing because I'm not really paying attention to the game. But, you know, there's nothing, like, bad in my Discord server. But, like, you know, I'm not interested in talking to kids on Discord, so, you know, I feel like asking people, hey, pay this certain amount every month and you can maintain access to the server. That's, you know, one of the best ways to do that, you know? I can't just ask everybody, like, if I have it out in the public, be like, okay, I need you to upload your ID. Like, who fucking does that shit? So, you know, I think it's the best thing to do. I'm gonna enable channel memberships on here. I need to look into doing that. I know I was hesitant on doing that for a long time because the thing about channel memberships on YouTube is in order to have like that be a thing for your channel is you have to make content exclusively for the members. And my mindset on that is, well, I would rather put that effort and energy into making free videos that everyone can watch because I just feel like that's a better use of my time. And I would rather put time into making something that everyone can see. But, you know, it's the best way to do things. Alternatively, people can subscribe to me on Twitch, and I'll tie that to the Discord too. But the problem with Twitch subscriptions is Twitch sets the prices for those. You know, the streamer has no control over that. And they keep increasing the price of subscriptions. So I think now for like a tier 1 sub, if you don't use your free Prime sub, it's like $7 a month. And that's just more money than I'm comfortable asking from people for something like that. But I think with YouTube memberships, I can set the price myself. Don't quote me on that. I need to like actually look into that. But if that is the case, then I'm just gonna have my memberships be something like $3 a month, you know? Or alternatively, maybe I'll open a Patreon and just have that set at $3 a month. Not go crazy with it, you know? Again, it's just a gatekeeping method for the Discord server. But like I said, any of you guys who are already in it, you guys get to stay in it for free. And I know it's not going to completely stop trolling, but, you know, the thing is like, you know, if you give me the money, like, if you're so dedicated to, like, causing trouble, I mean, if you pay me the money and then you come in and you start trouble, I can just ban you and I don't have to give you your money back. You know, so it's not really gonna... It's not gonna bother me at the end of the day if I set things up to be this way. And I don't mean to constantly talk about monetization like this, because I feel like it makes me sound like Darkside Phil. Oh, look at this. I'm just talking into the controller, and since I'm such a long-winded person, like, I could just do this puzzle in this game. But that's what's going to be happening. But, you know, if I go in this direction, I have to make sure I'm, like, going in fully prepared. I need to dedicate myself to it if I'm going to be asking people for money. So, what I want to dedicate myself to when the time is right, when I've got, like, a good, like, you know, when I'm in a good spot, which I'm trying to get in soon, I want to do, at the very least, one movie night every month. And when we watch through the different animes, we're going to be sitting and watching the episodes once per week. And I'm thinking those are going to be every Thursday night at a certain time. We'll discuss it more at some point and try and come up with a time that, you know, everyone will be satisfied with. Obviously, I can't make things work out for everyone. I can only work around my schedule, like when I'm off from work. Because I'm doing all this, and I'm working 40 hours a week at, like, you know, a real job, too. But, cameras up. Yeah, good thing I don't use a camera. Who knows? Like, I was gonna set up a webcam. I kind of had a thing set up for that, but I have a face for radio. And you guys don't really need to see my face. You just need to, like, hear my voice, and you just need to see the game I'm talking about. Now, that being said, I've had some... And this is just something I thought about, so don't, like, think about it too much. But I thought about getting some of those Lego sets, some of those newer, more elaborate Lego sets, and setting up a camera and, like, putting those together on stream. I think that might be a pretty fun, relaxing thing to do. I don't know if I would do that here or on Twitch, but, I mean, that's something I would like to do. I'd like to get the Mario and Yoshi Lego set and put that together. That'd be fun. But, you know, I kind of have to, you know, be careful with my spending, and also I don't have the most space in the world, so it's like, yeah, it'd be fun to build those Legos, but I also have to think about, okay, well, where am I gonna put them when I'm done? The DSPification, yeah. I'm also trying not to, yeah. It's funny, I was getting ready to talk about how I kind of want to avoid drama and stuff like that, because it's so fucking stressful and nerve-wracking. But DSP, man, you know, DSP is someone I've watched since I was a kid. I mean, not consistently, but he's just like, to put it more accurately, DSP is someone I've been aware of ever since I was a kid watching videos on YouTube. And I always thought that, like, you know, the reason people like to make fun of him and go hard at him was just because he was bad at video games, which, I mean, that can honestly be debated. I mean, I think in a lot of ways DSP is probably better than I am at video games, but, I mean, no. When you actually get into the lore, like, it's very understandable why people cannot stand that man. And you know what? I'm just gonna be on record saying this here. I am never gonna criticize another YouTuber or content creator in general for, like, you know, the way they ask for money or, like, having monetized content or asking for donations for whatever reason. Because honestly, Darkside Phil is the worst e-bagger I've ever seen on the internet. Full stop. I have not seen a single, like, he is like the epitome of greed, okay? I actually... Hold on a second. I was talking to Nathan all day today because he was driving home. And we went on ChatGPT and we went on fucking... we made a list of the 7 deadly YouTubers. We had ChatGPT come up with a list of a YouTuber that represents each of the 7 deadly sins. Excuse me. Let me pull up ChatGPT here so you guys can see what it came up with. But we wrote in a few characters on there. And I can never find the ChatGPT app on my phone, so I have to search for it. DSP's A-loggers. Both things are true, Mind Destroyed. Yeah, I would agree with that. But I can understand the fascination people have with him. Okay. So, we asked ChatGPT, or I asked ChatGPT earlier today, can you come up with a list of YouTubers that represent each of the 7 deadly sins? And the reason we got on this topic of conversation was because we were talking about DSP. And, like, I told him I think he's the epitome of greed on YouTube. Like, you know, if the sin of greed had a human form, it would be Philip Burnell. I honestly, truly believe that. I have not seen a greedier streamer in my entire life, you know? So I'll never mock anyone again for having a Patreon or for asking for contributions because, I mean, if you know, you know. Okay, you guys have probably heard about DSP from a million different places. But that got us talking, and I decided to ask ChatGPT, can you come up with a list of YouTubers that represent each of the 7 deadly sins? And it said, that's a fun idea. Here's the list. Number 1, Lust. Belle Delphine. Known for pushing boundaries with suggestive content, Belle Delphine blends internet culture, cosplay, and NSFW marketing, making her a fitting choice for Lust. 2, Gluttony. Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado is infamous for his extreme mukbang videos, where he eats absurd amounts of food, while also displaying chaotic and sometimes concerning behavior. Number 3, Greed. And it surprised me here what ChatGPT said, because for greed, they put Mr. Beast. While Mr. Beast is known for giving away massive amounts of money, his content revolves around wealth, luxury, and financial excess, making him a natural fit for greed. Number 4, Sloth, Dream, which I don't know anything about Dream. I don't really care either. I don't care about YouTuber drama. I should say that. It's just Darkside Phil is just... It hits me because I used to watch him, so it hits different for me, but... Yeah, Dream, the Minecraft YouTuber, could fit Sloth due to his long periods of inactivity between uploads and controversies regarding effort, such as a speedrun cheating scandal. Number 5, Wrath, Keemstar. Keemstar, the host of Drama Alert, thrives on controversy and has been involved in numerous feuds. His aggressive and confrontational persona aligns well with Wrath. Number 6, Envy, Tana Mongu. Tana has built her brand on drama, exaggeration, and FOMO-driven content, often chasing the influencer lifestyle and causing envy among her audience. And number 7, Pride, Logan Paul. Logan Paul, with his larger-than-life ego, history of controversies, and relentless self-promotion, embodies pride. His redemption arc still carries an air of arrogance. And then it asked me, would you tweak any of these picks, or do you have different choices in mind? And I told it, I agree with every choice except greed. I think Darkside Phil is a much better fit for that sen. And then it says, that's a solid pick. Darkside Phil is notorious for constantly begging his audience. This is ChatGPT saying this, by the way. Darkside Phil is notorious for constantly begging his audience for money, blaming external factors for his financial struggles, and refusing to take responsibility for his spending habits. His infamous business expenses and reliance on donations, despite years of YouTube and Twitch revenue, definitely fit the theme of greed better than Mr. Beast. Okay, so the final list is the same, except they replaced Mr. Beast with Darkside Phil. So, that lineup feels even more fitting. Good call on DSP is what ChatGPT told me. So then, you know, Nathan and I were talking some more, and I decided... He brought up Wings of Redemption being a more fitting candidate for Sloth. So I asked it, what do you think of Wings of Redemption being a candidate for the Sloth Sen? And then it said, Wings of Redemption, Jordy Jordan, which I don't know that much about Wings. I know he got in a fight with Keemstar last night. That was pretty crazy. But it says, Wings of Redemption, Jordy Jordan, is definitely a strong contender for Sloth. His reputation for laziness, lack of ambition, and refusal to take responsibility for his situation makes him a great fit. He often complains about his circumstances while doing little to change them, and his history of banning anyone who criticizes him or offers constructive advice only reinforces the idea of sloth, both in terms of physical inactivity and a lack of personal growth. So now the revised list is Lust, Belle Delphine, Gluttony, Nikocado Avocado, Greed, Darkside Phil, Sloth, Wings of Redemption, Wrath, Keemstar, Envy, Tanamongu, and Pride, Logan Paul. And then he tells me, honestly, Wings fits Sloth even better than Dream, since his laziness is more central to his character rather than just inconsistent uploads. Good call. So see, I'm smarter than AI, because I'm able to provide alternatives to what AI suggests, and the AI is telling me that it's better than what it thought up. Not to toot my own horn, but okay, and then I started asking it about the name of the animated movie about finding Babe Ruth's baseball bat. But that's not relevant to this conversation. So, all that to say, that would be a good... If you're a clickbait YouTuber and you want to make, like, I don't know, a banger video essay that'll get millions of views and be 3 hours long, you can take that idea. The 7 deadly YouTubers, put them all in the thumbnail. You can have DSP doing his nut face and whatever. I personally wouldn't care to make content like that, but if you need a clickbait idea, there you go. The 7 deadly YouTubers. That is... I would say that's a pretty definitive list, honestly. A better pick for Envy? See, we can always adjust this. You know, we can always adjust this list. See, I don't know anything about Tanamongu, to be honest with you. Didn't she feud with, what's-his-face? iDubbbz? But see, I'm hung up on DSP, so... That's all I really... And I don't even really care about DSP, it's just like... It's just fascinating learning about him. You know, the fact that fucking... DSP used to have a goal on his fucking streams where if he got 100 likes on his stream... By the way, guys, can you hit the like button on this stream? Anyways, DSP would have a goal on his streams where if he'd get 100 likes on a stream, he would blow bubbles. He kept like a thing of bubbles on his desk and a bubble wand, and he would just blow bubbles at 100 likes. So, when fucking Street Fighter 6 came out, or like the closed beta for Street Fighter 6 came out, when did that game come out? Like 2 years ago or whatever? Fucking... he got like 100 likes on his stream, I guess. and all of his chat were asking for the bubbles, because I guess that was like his thing. And he was getting mad at his chat for asking for the bubbles while he was getting his ass kicked in Street Fighter 6. And he was like, shut the fuck up about the bubbles. I'll take the bubbles and shove them up your fucking ass. And then, like, he kept ranting about it, and he got actually mad. And he said, there's a soundbite of him going, I'm never blowing bubbles ever again. So, like, he's just like... And this guy's like 40, by the way. Darkside Phil. Like, this is a 40-year-old man. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm supposed to go up from here. Sorry, I'm not concentrating on the game. Oh! I see I got 3 more dropped frames from encoding. I don't know what would have caused that. But, I'm thinking perhaps my encoding settings are a little too high. Perhaps I need to go up to P5. And hopefully that will produce 0. It should still look really good for you guys. I hope it does. My bitrate is staying consistent. So yeah. Ouch. Yeah, a bubble-blowing baby. Yeah, pretty much. But you guys... Do you guys really care to hear about Darkside Phil? I find this shit fascinating. I know, like, I'm kind of a snail. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to this stuff. Because I really don't care about, you know, drama that doesn't really pertain to me. But if it's someone that I actually watched, I guess that's the thing. If it's drama that pertains YouTubers I actually, you know, used to watch, then I guess that's what I'm a little interested in. But, like, if it's these random people who I've never heard of before or never were invested in at a young age to any capacity, why should I give a fuck? You know? And it's not that, like, I was ever invested in DSP. It was more like, in those early days of YouTube, you gotta give him credit. There were a lot of games that, like, if you wanted to look up playthroughs of them, he was the only one doing them. Now, they were never of particularly great quality. You know, I remember back when I was watching him, he was still fucking pointing his camera at the TV when everyone else had capture cards by then. That was when, like... You know, I can understand very early YouTube, like 2007, 2008, people doing that shit. But by, like, 2012 or 2013, that's when companies like Elgato and Hauppauge were, like, making capture devices that were more affordable, that weren't just, like, these industry-exclusive, like, super expensive pieces of tech that you needed to work at a TV station to have. And that's for HDMI. I mean, the Dazzle was always available, but that only worked with the composite cables, so the quality wasn't great with them, but it was still direct capture. It was still an option, and the Xbox 360 and PS3 could work with those technically. All right, what am I doing? Oh, I'm supposed to melt this, I think. Pardon me for being stupid. I'm just yapping. What am I even talking about? I'm just rambling. I'm fucking crazy, dude. No, but, like, okay. Yeah, now I've got my train of thought back. By the time, like, I stopped watching DSP, that was when Elgato and Hauppauge started putting out devices that were, like, you know, more affordable to people, especially content creators who were doing this shit for a living. So, like, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, yeah, I'd watch him, but, like, I would understand that, like, it was more like, okay, I want to look up, like, okay, I need to go up there. Like, I would look up, say, for example, when Duke Nukem Forever came out, that's when I remember. I was curious about that game, because Duke Nukem 3D was a game that I played when I was a kid. It was pre-installed to, my dad's computer whenever I'd go to my dad's house. That was a game that was pre-installed on his computer. So I'd play Duke Nukem 3D a lot. So when Duke Nukem Forever was revised for like the umpteenth time, I was kind of interested in how it turned out. I remember looking up playthroughs of it. And lo and behold, who do I see playing Duke Nukem Forever after it came out? DSP. So that's who I watched. He recorded it with his TV, but you know what? He was there, he was doing it, and beggars can't be choosers. Oh my gosh. But enough about DSP. But enough talk. Have at you. I've already scared off all the bitches. The bitches are scared. I scared the bitches. Bitches don't want to hear about DSP. Bitches want to hear about video. Oh my gosh. Nemo, thank you for the 5 Australian dollars. Okay, and I see my alert is kind of off a little bit, so I definitely need to fix that, but I can do that on my own time. 5 Australian dollars. And see, if I was DSP, I would pull out the currency converter and I'd be like, 5 Australian dollars? What? That's like 1 American dollar? Doesn't even measure... I'm getting tongue-tied. It doesn't even measure on the Richter scale? No, but seriously, thank you, Nemo. I just had that goal up because, you know, I wanted to see if it would work. I guess I don't get a special notification if a goal is met for the stream, but that's interesting to know. Here, let me, I can click the like button on that, and I can give it a heart. Look at that. That's so cool. Thank you for that, Nemo. And that's my first super chat ever on YouTube. Ever. So, claps for Nemo. Nemo, you hold the title of my first super chat ever. So, congratulations to you, Nemo, my friend. And thank you for your generosity. Now let's actually beat this boss instead of dying like a stupid motherfucker. And I think I'm pretty much here. I gotta pull up my OBS stats once again. Let me get that. I think what's also not helping is I have Photoshop open while I'm streaming, and this laptop, the only thing I really need to do to this laptop is upgrade the RAM in it. I thought I had bought, oh my gosh. I think it's because I have the audio turned off. It's kind of disorienting me. Fucking stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why is this hard? This is weirdly hard. This is a game for children. Let's try... Oh my gosh. Okay, can you, like... Oh, okay, and he disappears. Okay. Oh. Okay, alright. You got that one. Okay, and this one. Alright, there we go. And then I just got to get the fuse. There we go. I would say this is a success. I've got most of the kinks ironed out with what I want. Just a few minor adjustments I have to make, and I have to set up, I might make some new alerts for YouTube. It's been a while since I've done anything with the custom alerts. I think it's time to have some fun, animate some new alerts. See if, yeah. See what we can do with that. Alright, guys, I am working on videos. I know I always say that. Fuck, I lost my bottle cap. What the fuck? What the fuck? I dropped my bottle cap. You know what's crazy? I was just in Kroger. I don't know where the fuck this bottle... There it is, under my desk. I was in Kroger, right? And I was just buying drinks. And hold on, let me get this bottle cap. I was in Kroger buying drinks, and I went into the soft drink aisle. Fucking Coca-Cola makes 4-pack 1 liters now. They make 1 liter 4-packs. It's kind of crazy. They were like $6.50. I don't know if that's a good price for essentially 4 liters of soda. So that's like buying 2 liters. Yeah. 2 liters is 4 liters. But yeah, that's something Coke makes now. You could get a 4-pack of 1 liter bottles of Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, and Sprite. And I think Diet Coke as well. But no Sprite Zero. You know, I'm kind of sick of Coke Zero. I kind of want some Sprite Zero. But, I want to test something right quick. I think I had encoding lag when I played my intro. So let me see that. Let me pull the stats up in one window, and let me play the intro over here and see what happens. Okay, I didn't get any drop frames for doing that, which is good, but, well, not drop frames, skip frames. Essentially, it's a drop frame. I need to adjust that opening, and I need it to hold out longer. So that way I have more time to switch the scenes before the video goes away. Okay, but I think, yeah. Everything that matters worked out. Wait a minute. Does the super chat not show up in the Streamlabs chat? That's weird. Huh. I wonder if I can, like, if there's a way I can fix that? I don't know. It's all stuff I can look into, for sure. But yeah, I've got to, here, let me nudge the alerts over. Like that. And save that. Oh no, all your chat messages disappeared. The camera's on! Oh, fuck! Here, let's, do a test super chat. That is really fucking small. Okay, let's fix that. Very, very fucking small. So position, size, and style. God, I don't freaking. Settings. Like, I have to set up the text size and everything for, like, each individual. I wish there were, like, some global settings I could change. Alright, let's start with subscriber alerts here. I won't do this all night. I just kind of want to see while I'm live, because I have to do this while I'm live. Okay, that font size is really fucking small. Crank that bitch up to 48. So let's emulate the fucking subscriber event. That's still way too small. Oh wait, it's because I have to... No, it's still fucking small. What the fuck? Why is this so small? How about 60? It, like, it doesn't change. What the fuck is that about? That's very bizarre. Oh, it's because it's the secondary text? Well, that's not what I want. So how do I change, like, the main text? This is so fucking... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna end it soon. I can enable text-to-speech. Well, I don't want to do that for subscribers. Someone might try and put a slur as their username. Oh, I see. This is the setting that I need to... God, I'm blind. I need new glasses or something. Something. What the fuck is going on? Someone's like banging my walls. There we go. That's a little bit better, I think. But I think this needs to be nudged a little bit. It's so weird how this is... Oh, wait, hold on. Something like that. Yeah, let me just change all these to a 48-point font. While I'm live. The members... Which I don't have memberships activated yet, because I'm not going to activate memberships when I'm not fully ready to commit to things. You know? I'm a good lover. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, super chats. That 48 points. Got the super chats, the tips, just the tips. Which I don't even think I'm gonna have tips turned on, but why not? And purchase alert, whatever that means. What the fuck is a purchase alert? All of this is a purchase. This is all a transaction. Everything is for money. Okay? And, you know, if you guys are still here, you guys are in for a special treat. We can reminisce about some nostalgia right quick before I turn off the stream. So, guys, do you guys like South Park? Did you guys ever grow up watching South Park on VHS? Because, let me see here. Let me download this image right quick. You guys are in for a real treat since you stayed here. Sounds like someone's fucking downstairs. I don't know what the fuck that's about. So, yeah, I grew up watching South Park on VHS, and, yeah, I think, like, it's just a really nostalgic thing for me. I love watching South Park on VHS. Like, you know, you can watch South Park on Paramount Plus, but, I think South Park on VHS, it just hits differently. You know, there's a lot of, it's a very nostalgic experience watching South Park on VHS. It hits differently. It reminds me of a simpler time, you know? South Park. This is South Park, dude. Don't you remember? This is what the VHS tapes look like for South Park. It's so weird because, like, it just shows how crazy the VHS era was. Fucking, you know, it was put out by fucking multiple companies. This is one VHS tape that was put out by fucking Walt Disney Home Video, fucking, Random House Home Video, and fucking, Family Home Entertainment. Fucking... My mouse wouldn't be so sensitive. 3 fucking different VHS companies put this out. And it's the original animated classic, South Park. I can't believe it. That's so crazy. That, like, even though... Like, this was considered a... South Park was considered a classic back in, like, the 90s or whenever this VHS came out. Like, that's so crazy they called it a classic back then. And, like, VHS has been dead for years. Like, that's... I can't believe it, dude. You know? And back then, like, it wasn't easy to grab artwork for fucking VHS tapes, so sometimes they had to illustrate their own covers, and, you know, I think this is good artwork for South Park, yeah. This is some good custom South Park art. Because, you know, if they put out, like, a Blu-ray today of South Park, they would just fucking... They'd go to Google Images and just slap some generic render of, like, Cartman on the cover, but... You know, they had to draw, I guess that's supposed to be Cartman and Cartman's mom down there on the bottom right. And then on the left down there, that's supposed to be Cartman's dog that he gives a red rocket to. So yeah, I don't know, it's just so, it's crazy. It really doesn't look anything like how, fucking... I don't know. I saw this morning and it blew my mind. Just gave me a nostalgic rush. Fucking South Park on VHS. You know what? South Park on VHS can just... Yeah, it can just hang out, like, down here. Or right here. We can turn it... Wait, you can turn around images in OBS? That's crazy. I didn't know OBS had image rotation. That's actually... That's insane, actually. Ooh, I'm South Park on VHS. I'm spinning all over the place. Ooh. Sorry. I have evil autism, you see. But yeah. South Park on VHS. So I'm out of things to say. I think Nathan and I are going to be watching a movie, if he's still up for it. You'd be surprised by what... oh yeah, I know, especially with plugins and shit. Like, the plugins on OBS are like Glade plugins, in that they make things less stinky. I think that's pretty cool. Or Febreze plugins, whatever the fuck they are. They make things less stinky. So... I do not have a microphone source on that end screen. So I will add one later. But just know in the future that when I end the stream, I will put it on that thanks for watching screen. So yeah. Alright guys. Thanks for checking this out. It's so awesome that this worked. I'm pretty sure it was gonna work, but there have been several times in the past where, like, you know, logically in my head I figured, oh yeah, this will work without a hitch. This will go, you know, perfectly fine. And then I go to do it and it just doesn't work and there's nothing I can do for it. So I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we saw that 4K on YouTube. For myself and my setup, I'm glad that this works perfectly fine. For the most part. Nothing's perfect, but I'm pretty satisfied. You guys seem to be satisfied with the quality. And as long as you guys are satisfied, then I guess it's fine. I guess that's all that really matters, is if you guys are happy. But, you know, my happiness doesn't matter. You know, I'm just some streamer dude. You know, I don't have a heart, right? I'm just kidding. Thank you for the stream. Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't a real stream. This is just a test thing. You know, I didn't want to call it a test stream, though, because I wanted to make a clickbait title to see what happens. And nothing crazy happened, but, you know, experimentation is always good. You know? But yeah. For real, I'm off. See you guys.